Hello everybody, Sticks here with the Token Minorities, bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today we have a deck centered around Entei from, I believe that's Ancient Origins 130, with the, looks like Theta Double. This Pokemon can have 2 Pokemon tools attached to it, and with the Flame Screen and Heat Tackle attack. And before I get into the deck, just wanted to remind you that if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribe. It really helps us out. And yeah, onto the deck. This is centered around Entei, and this deck really can be best called Speed Entei, because honestly, more often than not, you'll be able to Heat Tackle first turn. I know that's pretty ridiculous, but just bear with me on this. So we are only running 9 Pokemon because you want to have an attacker out and you want to have it attacking immediately. The main attacker is Entei with the Heat Tackle and the Theta Double, because you'll be able to put 2 Muscle Bands on there and hit with a Heat Tackle for 170 damage. That knocks out a ton of EXs, and that's pretty dang powerful. We're also running a backup attacker of a Charizard EX, 180 HP, so it's pretty bulky with Wing Attack and Combustion Blast. Combustion Blast does have the drawback of not being able to attack with it next turn, so with full Muscle Bands, we have 2 Pokemon that are able to hit for 170 damage, which is what we're going to be focusing on now. As you can see, we're only running a 3 Shaman for draw support, 2 Charizard, and 4 Entei, so very, very light Pokemon. We're not even hitting double digits. That's because we want to run through our deck, get our attackers out, and attack with them. We're running 4 Acrobike just to kind of mill through our deck, see what we can get to hopefully... Ideally, your turn 1 is to get like a couple tools on Entei, then play your manual attachment as a DCE, and then Blacksmith for 2 energy to be able to Heat Tackle first turn. So that being the case, you do not want to have to use another supporter for draw support. So you want to be able to mill through your deck. That's why we have Shaman. That's why we have other cards to look through our deck. So Acrobike is great for that, just being able to look at the top 2 cards and pick one of them. 3 Battle Compressor to get the Blacksmith and the energy into our discard pile, just so that we can be able to Blacksmith. 1 Eco Arm, just because we want to get the tools back into our deck if an Entei gets knocked out. So that's why we're only running 1 of those. 1 Professor's Letter to get the energy into our hand in case we have an Ultra Ball or something like that. 1 Startling Megaphone to kind of disrupt our opponent a little bit, get rid of their Pokemon tools. 3 Trainer's Mail, because we want to, like I said, be able to mill through our deck a little bit, search out different cards that we need, and Trainer's Mail and Acrobike are really 2 perfect cards for doing that. 4 Ultra Ball to get everything out and to get some energy into the discard pile. That's pretty much all Ultra Ball is. 4 VS Seeker, we are running the maximum 4 because we want to Blacksmith more often than not, and ideally we will throw the Blacksmith into our discard pile to be able to search them out with VS Seeker. We are running 2 Blacksmith. Normally you only run 1 in a fire deck, but because Blacksmith is so essential to this deck, we are running 2. We are running 2 Lysander and 3 Sycamore, just because we want to be able to only use those when absolutely necessary. So Birch isn't really something that you want for this type of deck, because you don't really want to shuffle things back in. If you have a useless hand, you just want to get rid of it. And so that's why Sycamore is used and Birch is not. 1 Skyla just in case. I mean, Skyla is probably the last supporter you want to have to use, but if you absolutely need like an Assault Vest or an Eco Arm or something like that, then Skyla can be used for that. Stadium-wise, we are only running 3, 1 Parallel City to disrupt our opponent a little bit, and 2 Scorched Earth to get some more draw support, and also to get the fire energy into the discard pile. Again, for Blacksmith, I know I've said that a lot, but Blacksmith Entei is really basically the name of this deck. I mean, I could call it that, but I prefer to call it Speed Entei, because, you know what, I'm the one doing this video and using this deck, so I guess I can name it kind of whatever I want. We are running 2 Assault Vest because, I mean, if you could stack 2 of those on Entei and then even use the Flame Screen, that is an excellent counter to Night March decks. Then Entei, like, if it uses Flame Screen, knocks out a Joltik, guess what? Your opponent has to hit for over 110 damage to even do any damage to you at all. So Assault Vest is phenomenal for Night March matchups. Running 1 Hard Charm just to reduce damage. I mean, that's plain and simple. 4 Muscle Band, because that is what you want to be attaching more often than not to be able to Heat Tackle and Combustion Blast for 170 damage. 4 DCE, just because both of our Pokemon run on that. Actually, all 3 of them are able to use DCE for their attacks, so I mean, there's something in that, although you don't want to attack with Shaman ever. And then 7 fire energy. More often than not, these are just going straight into the discard pile to be attacked with Blacksmith. But yeah, that is it for the deck, and let's just go ahead and see it in action. Alrighty, we have found one against Ray 369 with a Dragon and Water deck. It looks like it's probably a Seismitoad EX and Giratina deck. So we even lose the coin flip. That's a bit unfortunate. But I mean, we might be able to just go ahead and attack first, depending on what my opponent has out and how good of a hand we get. So it looks like, yep, they will want to go first, and I don't like playing these type of decks. So we do mulligan. That's the problem with this type of deck, is you mull again a lot. I mean, considering we're only running 9 Pokemon total, and you don't want to start with 3 of them. So I mean, okay, so we do start with a Charizard and we have a Shaman. So this is not exactly how we're wanting to start. We'll see. Okay, he just has a Remoraid, and we actually might be able to wing attack first turn depending on what we get. I'm really hoping that I can grab an Ultra Ball, or that I can get an Ultra Ball off of the whatever I draw. Okay, so it's actually a Noivern deck. I think it's probably the Boom Burst one. But alright, so we do get to go, and we even get the Ultra Ball. That is phenomenal. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is Ultra Ball, get rid of the 2 fire energy. Probably grab... Okay, so one of my Charizards and Shaman is prized. That's good to know. I'm going to grab an Entei. Go ahead and play that down. Play the Shaman. If we can get a Blacksmith somehow, that would be phenomenal. Okay, so we do get a Battle Compressor. What I'm going to do is get rid of a Blacksmith, and then 1 fire energy, probably another one as well, just so we don't draw those off the Shaman. Let's go ahead and play the Entei down. Let's play the Shaman again. Please get something we can work with, and we do not, unfortunately. So what I am going to go ahead and do is play this onto the Entei, play that onto that Entei, play this one down, and I think I'm just going to end my turn right there. Hopefully we will be able to wing attack next turn, and even if we can get a Blacksmith or a VS Seeker or something, we will be able to Combustion Blast, or I might just manually attach onto the Charizard and then power up an Entei in the background, just because I kind of want to have a backup attacker just in case something happens. I mean, I didn't get the turn 1 that I wanted, but I mean, I could have had a lot worse of a start, to be honest. I have 4 energy in the discard pile. I have a couple energy in my hand that I can use. So I mean, it's not all is lost, and I wonder what my opponent's gonna do now. Probably, is he going to... He's probably gonna try to find... Okay, he just finds another Noibat. I wonder if he's gonna switch his Remoraid out with the Wild River attack. I mean, he won't be able to hit us for any damage, but okay, he will just switch it out probably into the Noibat, just sack a prize. And we go from there. Oh, we even get the VS Seeker, so that's pretty awesome. What I am going to do is go ahead and play this onto the Charizard. That way I can get a knockout this turn, and then go ahead and VS Seeker, do the Blacksmith, and go ahead and put 2 onto the Entei. Do I want to put it on the Entei? I might. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just wing attack, get some damage in. I always have the Lysander in the back just in case my opponent gets something. And we do get a Sycamore, so that's okay. Actually, if my opponent gets a Noivern, what I can do is actually even retreat with the Charizard. That's not something I want to do, slap the DCE onto the Entei, but if I have to, then that's something I will just have to roll with, I suppose. Alright, are we going to get hit with a Gust? He's going to Super Rod back just a Noibat. My opponent seems to not have the best start, so I mean, that's great for us, to be honest. He's going to Sycamore right now. Oh, he had to get rid of a Double Dragon. That's unfortunate for him. Alright, we do see the Noivern this turn with the echolocation, so we do kind of have to get some coin flips going. What I am probably going to do this turn is play the DCE onto the Entei, and then Lysander in the Remoraid just to make sure Actually, no, I'm not going to Lysander in the Remoraid. I'm going to Lysander in the Noibat, just because I don't want to have to deal with echolocation shenanigans. Granted, this does mean he will be able to start boom bursting next turn if he can get a double dragon or a dark energy, but that's just something I have to go with. I'm trying to minimize... Oh, he even just gives me a Noibat. I'm actually okay with this. So what I am going to do is play that onto the Entei, and I do have a Lysander, I do have a Sycamore, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I am just going to take the free prize. I'm going to save the Lysander and the Sycamore for like different shenanigans that I want to pull off. But next turn, if he does get a double dragon and start boom bursting, then I am just going to straight Sycamore, try to... Okay, we do see the double dragon, so he will boom burst, and we even see the Noivern break. So my opponent does have to try to get his hand size to the same as mine. Okay, so he does do that. And what are we going to see now? Okay, I got the Assault Vest. I think I'm going to play that onto my Entei just to minimize the amount of damage done. And I even have a Scorched Earth and a Professor's Letter, so I actually have a pretty solid hand right now. He is just going to boom burst. Okay, that's interesting. What I am going to do right now is go ahead and play the Assault Vest onto this Entei, play the Scorched Earth, go ahead and Professor's Letter, grab 2. Let's see, what do I want to do? I think I am going to Scorched Earth away one of these. Okay, I have an Ultra Ball and Shaman. I am going to play this onto the Charizard. I'm going to play this onto it, and then hopefully I will just be able to Combustion Blast for the knockout. Ah, dang it, it didn't do anything. Okay, that's unfortunate, and I even can't use Combustion Blast next turn, so my opponent got really fortunate on the heads right there. Odds are I am just going to send out my Entei next turn. He will... Actually, he might be able to get a knockout with the Synchro Woofer. He will be able to get a knockout with the Synchro Woofer if he can get it off this turn. And all he has to do is just play down one more card, and he's probably just going to go for a Judge maybe to ensure, or he's just going to go for a Sycamore. Okay. So, Echolocation is already starting to be a little pain in the butt. Okay, we do see another Noivern and Noivern Break get discarded, so that's something. My opponent, I don't know what he's gonna do. Let's see what he does. I mean, he has to play down 2 more cards in order to be able to... okay, so he is just gonna Boom Burst again, and I really need to get rid of this thing. Like, I hope to not have to get another Tails. Like, I hope I don't get another Tails, because that would just be highly unfortunate. I am just going to retreat into this Entei, get rid of both of the Fire, and then go for a Heat Tackle. Alright, so we do knock out this Noivern. That is great. We do take 30 damage, but that's not a big deal because we did get rid of the Noivern, so that's what we wanted. We do see another Charizard, so I mean, that's something. If my opponent has another Noivern in his hand, that would just be unfortunate. We do see that. If we see a double dragon, then that would make me cry slightly, although then the Entei won't get hit, actually, because I have -20 and then -40. So I just have to worry about not killing myself with Heat Tackle, although, to be fair, as long as I can get a Tails on the Echolocation, I will take the Tails on the Heat Tackle. That is much preferred. And okay, we see a VS Seeker. He's probably going to go for a Sycamore, more than likely. Or Teammates, okay. So, Teammates, I wonder what he's going to go for with that. Probably another Noibat and a Noivern. Oh man, these Echolocation flips are killing me. I really do not like having to deal with that. If I can draw my Lysander, I will actually just try to get rid of different things based on Lysander, like just Lysander around the Echolocation. But I do need to get rid of this right now because we do see a double dragon, and he will be able to Boom Burst again, which will put my Shaman in... My Shaman will be 1 Boom Burst away from being knocked out, so that's the unfortunate part. I do really hope that I can get a Tails on the Echolocation right now. I'm going to actually limit the number of Pokemon he can play down. And just got to go for a Heat Tackle. Dang it. Oh, man, that's... The echolocation's really frustrating me right now. I mean, he's getting lucky on the coin flips. So, I mean, as long as he can't get another Noibat down, I would be good. If I got Tails on that echolocation, I would have for sure won, more than likely, because he has an Octillery that he would have been forced to bring up. Now he'll be able to actually take a 4-prize turn, which is pretty ridiculous. But my Entei will be okay. My Charizard needs 4 more to be knocked out. Okay, so we do see a Noivern break. I don't think Synchro Woofer will be able to knock me out. Okay, so he does just switch. Not sure why. Probably hoping that Entei will get a little more damage on itself. But that's... Why did he do that? I don't know what's... This is weird. I'm not sure what my opponent's doing right now. I really don't. He could have just Abyssal Hand and then... This is weird. Okay, so he does take a 4-prize turn this turn. That's pretty ridiculous. And if we can't... If we flip badly on the... what is it, echolocation, then we just lose. There's no two ways about it. So, I mean, I have to... This turn, I really have to just go for a Heat Tackle and pray he gets Tails and he gets Heads. So we do lose and we even take damage, so that's awful. Our opponent is going to win. He'll be able to knock out the last 2 Entei. I'm just going to concede. And yeah, there's really nothing we can do about that if our opponent gets that incredibly lucky with the echolocation. I mean, man, he got... I think we were 1 for 4 on echolocation, and had I gotten any single one of those other 3, I would have won, but no. So yeah, we'll try to just find one more match with this deck. Alrighty, we have found one against Deku, who's using, looks like kind of... I guess it might be I guess it's probably a Mega Rayquaza deck based on the coin. And we even lose the coin flip, so we can... Doesn't look like we are winning any of these things today. So, I mean, we just had to roll with it. Our opponent does get to go first. If we draw the right cards, though, we will be able to get a first turn Heat Crash off. But, I mean, then again, we have to have a pretty solid start for that. Although this wouldn't have been too bad, you know. Actually, this would have been perfect if I had an Entei right here instead of the Eco Arm. Then that would have been perfect. Like, I would have been able to get a turn 1 Heat Crash off. But, okay, so we do start with an Entei and a Shaman, and, so this should be... This has potential to start off with. I do need a DCE. I need to somehow get Blacksmith into the discard pile. I also need a... So it really... Okay, this really depends on what I draw, but this does look promising. And especially if I can get a... If I can get 2 Muscle Band, then that means I will... Huh, he's using... Great Ball, that's interesting. And he even gets a Magnemite, so that's probably exactly what he wanted. We do see the Lugia EX. If we can get 2 Muscle Band and Heat Crash first turn, we'll actually be able to knock out the Lugia, which would be phenomenal. I'm really hoping we can pull that off. And he even gets a Trainer's Mail for a rare candy, so my opponent's got a phenomenal first turn. I mean, there's no two ways about it. If we see a DCE drop on the Lugia, I'll probably just try to attach an Assault Vest when I can, but we do not. We just see that. We do see my Assault Vest. What I am going to do is Battle Compressor. You know what? I'm going for it turn 1. I'm going to try to go for the knockout turn 1. Let's get rid of one of these, and one of these. Okay, let's go ahead and Ultra Ball away this and this. I'm going to get an Entei on the bench that I can attach an Assault Vest to. Let's play this down here. Let's throw the Assault Vest here. Let's Acrobike, grab the DCE. Let's play this here. Let's go for the Shaman. Yes, please. Alright, we get them. Oh man, we're going to be able to do this. We are going to get a turn 1 Heat Crash off for 170 damage. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was a great first turn. Let's just go ahead and Blacksmith. Get these 2 onto Entei, and oh, that was so perfect. That was... Oh man. knock out a Lugia turn 1, and we even get a heads on the flip. Oh, that was... Whew, that was perfect. That was really, really perfect. And then we even get a DCE to start powering up this Entei in the background. Oh man, I love this. This is very, very nice. We do see a Crushing Hammer. If he's able to get the DCE off, nope, he does not. We do see just a drop onto the Raikou. Probably going to go for a Shaman right here. That's what I would go for. Yep, to try to get a Magnezone and a... to try to get a Thunderlance off first turn. But we do see another Great Ball. He gets a Thunder CX, so that's interesting. If I get a Lysander, I'm probably going to be going for that, just to try to get that out of the way. But, alright, we do see another Crushing Hammer. He does get Tails on that, so finally the flips are in our favor. Oh, he even has to get rid of the rare candy he had in his hand because he didn't have anything that he liked. So we will see what he's going to go for now. We see another Trainer's Mail, and I think I'm in a decent position regardless. Oh, we get the Ultra Ball. If he has a rare candy, he'll be able to Magnezone, and probably, I guess he'll be, only if he has like a ton of electric energy. I guess he'd have to have 3 in his hand to be able to knock out Entei. And we do see a Trainer's Mail for another Great Ball. Honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of Great Ball just because it limits what you can get. And our opponent just concedes because we were able to get a turn 1 knockout on an EX with Entei. Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful start, and we were just about to run train through his team. So, oh, that was how the deck is supposed to work. And, I mean, granted, the Crushing Hammer heads were, well, tails in this case, were pretty nice for us. But, I mean, that was a beautiful start. That was just how the deck was supposed to be run, and I don't think it can get any better than that, so I'm just going to end it on that one. Thank you for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.